Ladies and gents, I'm Suji Reaction and this is the Disturbing Art of AI by the channel NEXPO. Yes, NEXPO, I've known about this channel for quite a while now. I think I watched, I think there was a couple of videos about, I don't remember, it's disturbing things something, right? That I had to just take down in the past, right? I don't think it's on my channel right now. I don't know. But yeah, I've known about this channel for like 2 years or so now. And usually I don't react to videos from channels like this because this is like more of a, I don't know how to say, scary type of videos, right? Which I don't know if, which I don't know if I can watch and doesn't confuse algorithm anymore that it already does, I guess, with all the different from history, gaming videos, right? My channel has many different topics. If I add something like a, horror type of topics too, I don't know. And yeah, I've never, received any comments that I should do videos like that. So yeah, but this is a, pretty, interesting topic for me at least because I've known about this art of AI in recent times. I think I even watched the John Oliver video on it. I don't know, he did a whole video or there was just a brief topic he touched on it. But yeah, I think, AI has gotten at a point where you can just tell an AI like what type of image you want it to create. You just type in certain words like make an image about this and this together. It just AI just creates an image about it, which is pretty interesting. And yeah, it can be really disturbing as well. So yeah, the NEXPO is just perfect channel for this Disturbing Art of AI. So it's gonna be fun. Remember, if you like my reaction, don't forget to subscribe. Check out the reaction. There's a link in the description. And yeah, let's do it. Okay. This video contains images that some viewers may find disturbing. I think that goes with the channel Nightmare Expo. Become a very scientific guy. So there are people who just watches an X-ray image of somebody's face and they get disturbed. Yeah, that's not me, right? When I see something like this, changing the image, I just think, what, did you change the spectrum of light which in you seeing it? That's what I'm thinking. Okay.
It's Tuesday night.
Oh, this is recent. Even the topic.
Wildfires rage over West Coast California. CD Projekt Red announces DLC.
Okay.
And over in the furthest reaches of cyberspace, a musical artist named Supercomposite makes a discovery.
What?
She experiments with AI-driven art, made possible through inputting text prompts into machine learning systems like Stable Diffusion, DALL-E, and Midjourney. And like anything, at first, everything seems to be alright.
Okay.
Animals, landscapes, trees, the human form, the potential of AI-driven art is endless. And so she decides to push the boundaries of what this system can do and inputs the following.
We've known each other many years, but this is the first time you ever came to the console.
The last name of Marlon Brando. A prompt that will surely test the absolute limits of the capability of artificial intelligence.
Why?
Curiously, she enters a modifier, -1, also known as a negative prompt weight, which informs the AI that they're seeking a picture as conceptually far away from the prompt as possible. To be frank, it's an interesting thought experiment because it makes you wonder how exactly AI views the world and what it considers the opposite of everyday things to be.
Seriously.
I mean,
this is such a good topic, especially for the philosopher. Like, how does human think of something opposite? What is human biases on that? And AI is obviously created by humans, but it's not a direct thing. It's just like fundamentals, right? So when AI starts to think for itself, it doesn't necessarily mean it will think like human. So what does AI think of opposite of Brando, right? Does it even understand what Brando? He just typed Brando. Does AI knows what Brando means? Like, there could be many Brandos. I mean, we think, oh, look at the Godfather, so famous. Brando definitely means that, right? But the AI recognizes that.
What do we consider the opposite of everyday things to be? If I asked you what the opposite of birds are,
fish.
What would you say?
Fish. Sky, that's, underwater.
Supercomposite sends off her prompt and lies in wait.
Okay.
The minutes tick by without much concern until, finally,
okay, what? What is this?
Innocuous, yet interesting that the opposite of Marlon Brando is perceived to be an abstract skyline.
Yeah, what?
Written
That's
on
what
it
I thought.
Appears to be two words, Digita and Pentix, and in the background appears to be text on a white page. Curious, she ponders if the inverse of this photo would result in a picture.
Okay, I don't, like I said, does the AI understand Brando -1? What does Brando mean? Does AI recognize you mean the character from the Godfather? Because probably AI took Brando as something else and just shown opposite of this. I don't know. But this is interesting. Why this specific? What's with the wording there?
Of Marlon Brando. And so she inputs another prompt and sends it off into the vast unknown.
Oh, damn. What's gonna come now? Is this the result?
Before them were 4 images of a highly uncanny, older woman with severe rosacea on her cheeks. She bears prominent cheekbones, has dark-colored hair, and can be seen within a living room, in what appears to be a hospital, in a bathtub, and against a green wall with just one discernible word above her. L-O-A-B. Or Loeb. Over the next few days, Super experiments with their creation, curious about why and how Loeb exists. She eventually employs a method named AI image crossbreeding to combine one of Loeb's photos with a completely separate one that her friend
Wait a minute. So when she put in the skyline thing that came up, opposite of that came this, right? So from Brando to opposite that skyline to opposite is this. I don't know. I feel like there must be some kind of communication error, right? First of all, when AI was told opposite of Brando, I don't think AI understood what Brando she meant, right? The character from Godfather. I don't think AI understood that. And then Skyline came. and then you put the words of those sky, something skyline opposite of that. Again, there could be certain miscommunication there, because the result came this. Like, how is this opposite of the skyline? I don't know, man.
Created. However, instead of this combination resulting in Loeb's demise, or innocuous photos involving this tunnel, what comes to fruition...
Wait a minute, is it that AI sees a human, right? So Brando, a human. What is opposite of just small human? A skyline, a giant city. That's like the size thing is what opposite is. And the opposite of skyline, basically, again, a human that came as a result. Is that... I don't know, man.
...is something a bit more grotesque.
Okay.
Through some kind of emergent statistical accident, something about this woman is adjacent to extremely gory and macabre imagery in the distribution of the AI's world knowledge. Since Loeb was found using negative prompt weights, her gestalt is made from a collection of traits that are equally far away from something, but her combined traits are still a cohesive concept for the AI, and almost all descendant images contain a recognizable Loeb.
Alright.
In nearly every image, Loeb is distinct and embodies the physical manifestation of the repulsive and uncanny. This AI is somehow creating images that perfectly encapsulates what terrifies us, wrapped up in a myriad of situations like family portraits, loitering within an office building, looming over children like a reincarnation of Jesus Christ, and even standing by after what appears to be a murder by her own hand. But it doesn't stop there, as the correlation between Loeb and the idea of malformed, mutilated imagery was merely beginning to take root.
Oh, this is... holy shit. So the negative weight prompt that he's talking about, that means also the opposite of everything, even what we conceive as, so what terrifies us, what imagery terrifies us, that's what's gonna come up as far as AI is concerned. And AI is perfectly doing that. Something that would terrify, something we find, holy shit, we find that AI is creating that kind of image. So AI realizes the negative weight prompt, so the person wants something opposite of what a person would like, so something disturbing. And it is doing that. Holy shit, so AI is working, AI is understanding human psychology in that way, which is something surprising.
The Angel Hallway plus Loeb also produced art with such copious gore that probably very few people want to see them, but here are two. I don't feel comfortable posting the most disturbing ones. They're borderline images of dismembered, screaming children. There's something moving to me about these grotesque scenes and the desperation, panic, and sadness that they convey. Again, these are produced with other images as inputs and no text. They're the result of crossbreeding of images of Loeb with pictures of other things. The images that result from crossing Loeb with other images can in turn be crossbred with other images. The AI can latch onto the idea of Loeb so well that she can persist through generations of this type of crossbreeding, even without using the original image.
Interesting.
From here, their journey down the Loeb rabbit hole continues. As referenced, her persistence in existing within each resulting photo is striking, and even when they try to get rid of her, to distort her out of existence, she remains in immensely uncomfortable scenarios. With a child clinging to the human form, locked in time as a clay statue, deformed by unknowable technology, lurking, watching from the dark, trapped within a Stephen Gamble canvas, painstakingly out of place, abandoned as a lifeless child, trapped in the deep blue, and frozen in eternal pain.
Holy shit, man. So Loeb has become a meme in the AI world. Is that what's happening? So this person asked AI to create certain images. Then the resulting image, the person said, "What is opposite of that?" And then the image of Loeb came up, and now because of the crossbreeding results, Loeb has become some kind of a meme in the AI world, which is kind of interesting. What fascinates me about this video so far is that AI understands our psychologically somewhat really fine, right? So negative weight, that means opposite of what we perceive as something fine. So what disturbs us, that should be come up. And AI is creating image based on what AI thinks should be disturbing to us, to humans, which is something surprising. I mean, the person said, I can't post other photos because that might be too much to post, too disturbing to post, which means AI did create something really disturbing for humans. So AI understood that psychology. That is surprising. That just tells me, like, in next decade or two, we might see a true AI, like a living, breathing AI, which would be, like a person basically, who thinks, who understands, and everything from A to Z.
I was ripping Loeb apart and putting her back together. She's an emergent island in the latent space that we don't know how to locate with text queries. But for the AI, Loeb was an equally strong point of convergence as a verbal concept.
Okay.
The big lesson for me here with Loeb is that image prompting can essentially be used as your custom parameter to question the AI's form of thought. You can produce original styles and characters that you literally discover. Negative prompting can help you find emergent accidents, much like Loeb, too. This is largely where her thread ends. She claims that she'll update it with further pictures of Loeb as they're created, and that's a promise that's held true. To this day, they're still adding to it, and this thread in its entirety serves as an interesting dive down a surreal, uncanny, and dreamlike rabbit hole regarding this undisclosed AI art generator and its bizarre affixation with this one specific face. As we can recall, the original prompt referenced the inverse of Marlon Brando, and the resulting image was nothing like any human would logically expect it to be. It was an abstract skyline. So how did this come from this?
Look, like I said, this is how I'm understanding. I think AI is thinking based on, I guess, grandness of things. We humans are small compared to the whole cities or something, whole skyline. So opposite of humans. So it came with a skyline. Like this is gigantic, big, it's skyline with towering buildings behind it. So that's opposite of one small human. And now you're also implying the negative weight thing, which means, yes, give me negative, but also something that we perceive as disturbing in a way, right? So Brando's negative came out as skyline. Then you said negative, opposite of skyline, which it will go back to bringing up human, but also the point of something disturbing to human. So it's gonna create an image of human, but something that is disturbing to us. So basically low. That's how I think AI brought that up. I don't know, because I can't really understand any other way. I don't know how Brando, Skyline, and Skyline back to Loeb tracks, but I think it's just that one small point that humans are small, skylines and buildings are big. So opposite of humans, skyline building, opposite skyline building, back to human. But since of negative way, disturbing. So disturbing images of Loeb, I guess. I don't know. (2003). XP. Wait a minute, what was that? Huh? Okay. Wait a minute, look. Since AI probably, I don't know what is the extent of AI. Does AI has knows of history of humans so far? I mean, I think it would, since there are horns, antlers shown on certain images, because in the biblical time, where are antlers and all that is associated with Satan and demons and things like that. So I'm thinking Krungus, the word, even though it's a made-up word, AI might have found some similarities some other way and just assumed that this is what the person meant, right? And like how you type something in the Google, right? Something weird word, but Google just assumes now that, did you mean this? And there's a high chance you probably meant that, but you just, even if you type the wrong keys, like next keys in your keyboard, right? Like the word that made, the keyboard, the way it is, QWERT keyboard, right? So if you put the accidentally the shift a bit keyboard sideways and type the word from the next key, Google will realize, oh, you meant this because you just typed the wrong key. So I think AI just assumes what you meant by that word, right? And as far as why do we find this disturbing, I think AI knows that human psychology basically is made in a way that anything that is not symmetric or feels a bit different from how we see it, like face, right? A melting face, that would disturb us, right? Proportions change, that would disturb us. Horns would disturb us, right? Many things would disturb us basically. We right now see that and we are like, holy shit, how is this possible? But when you really sit down and think about it, all you need to tell AI, right, like how we like symmetrical things, right, especially with humans, and how if we change things and it just becomes problematic. And there are so many horror movies based on that, like a certain horror creature. Why is that horror? Face is like melting type of face, right? Horns coming out or whatever, just different proportions, and that just panics us, right? That just disturbs us in a way. So AI could have learned from that, right? I mean, when you really think about it, it kind of makes sense.
Will give us something scary. As a matter of fact, one of my favorite examples of artificial strangeness dates back years.
Okay.
So let's pause. And let's head back.
How back?
In 2019, an anonymous programmer going by none other than the girl who talks to AI set out to create a simulation of the human brain by utilizing a system known as a Generative Adversarial Network, or GAN for short. GANs essentially become trained through machine learning to take in millions of existing stimuli in order to recreate an idea. In this case, the system was tasked with creating a face, and after prowling through millions of existing photos, it spit out this one.
Okay.
The programmer, however, had a curious idea. Since the AI's entire worldview is constrained by the sum of its inputs, what would happen if it were to slowly forget the very thing it was trained for? And so, with the AI's neurons visualized to the right, she shuts them off one by one until this face distorts into something completely unrecognizable. The parallels between synthetic deconstruction and afflictions of the human mind are clear, and this project serves as a curious looking glass into the realm of neuroscience and how we as individuals perceive life around us. The way that face slowly distorts into a faded memory, leaving the remaining neurons scrambling to fill the void, leaves us with an end result that is haunting. And to this day, this remains as one of the most fascinating AI curiosities that I have ever seen.
I mean, yeah, as a scientific thought, I mean, this is interesting when you just basically tells AI, what you program AI to do, right? And then you do something opposite of that, that would come up with some curious results, right? I mean, yeah, but this Alzheimer, title, that is interesting. Like patients that are Alzheimer's basically over time forgets faces would be something similar to this, right? Which is kind of fucked up when you really think about it. That was just a visualization of what they go through, which is horrible. But yeah.
Loeb is an eerie case study, someone that has successfully cemented herself in the online sphere. And while the reason behind her conception and why this AI somehow latched on to her oddly specific facial features and tied them to macabre, disturbing imagery is currently unclear, what is certain is that her persistence has left us with an interesting revelation.
Yeah, I think, look, like I said, when you told AI opposite of Skyline, it came with a human face. That's the same thing as 2019 case. When this is just show me a human face, and with all the millions of images the AI had, it created this kind of an image. Same thing happened here. When it was opposite of Skyline, it just came up with a human face. But with the negative weight thing, it came up with some kind of a disturbing face. And then you asked her of more and more about that, right? The community grew, the images grew online as well about, oh, look at that, AI is coming up with these Loeb images. So AI just realized, like, okay, they are asking me to do more and find more images about Loeb. So AI is now just realizing that humans like this, I guess, right? In that way, like curious about this and telling me, do the cross check and create different images. So in that way, the more you talk about Loeb to the AI, the more internet has images of Loeb, the more strongly it's gonna get with the AI, because AI just will realize, like, you're more interested about this.
We know that AI knows how to create subjectively beautiful synthetic art through mere text prompts, generating some of the most striking examples of the sheer potential of modern technology. With that said, who's to say that it can't excel at the opposite? Relatively, the adoption and potential of synthetic art is merely beginning. And with the advent of Loeb freaking so many of us out, what else is hidden away within the vast abyss of AI? And how will this impact us when we find them?
Look, man, AI has a lot of capabilities. If you tell AI to create beautiful images, it does for you. Now you ask of AI, create some disturbing images, it does that for you. Why does that frighten people? You ask AI to create a negative weight, which is disturbing images, and now it's giving you disturbing images. AI is just doing what you tell it to do, right? I mean, AI realizes what is disturbing to us, and it just creates that, right? I mean, people are going to, I bet people are going to panic about this. Look at that, AI is creating all these disturbing images. Yeah, because you told AI to do. Before that, AI was creating some kind of a beautiful images too, because you told that AI to do, right? It's just a scientific experiment that people are doing, like how much AI can understand things. This just shows that AI can understand our psychology somewhat. AI can understand what is negative, which means what is disturbing to humans, and it's just creating that. And if people are getting freaked out about it, people are getting disturbed about it, I guess AI was successful, because AI successfully created something disturbing to humans. This just tells me that AI research is going strong, right? I mean, if AI can understand psychology like that, it's just going strong. And like I said, in a decade or two, we might see a strong, near real life type of true AI, like a synthetic life type of thing, right? A true person type of AI. I don't know, but yeah. Alright, people, that was Disturbing Art of AI by the channel NEXPO. If you like my reaction, don't forget to subscribe. If you want me to do more NEXPO video, I guess comment down. I'll see if enough people want me to, I'll do it. But yeah, I'll see you next time.